the woman that has a man that isn't in a position to provide the way that she's able to provide or more, there's a loss of respect. And it may not be intentional, but it's just subconsciously she doesn't respect him as much because he's not able to maximize in his role. Mm-hmm. Just like if a man meets a woman and she is not able to cook or she's not able to clean, she won't take care of the babies, that man is not going to respect that woman as a woman. Yeah. He's not going to look at her like a wife. It's not like that now.
They don't need to be like that.
You said it don't need to be
like
that?
They don't need to be like that.
No, I think that traditional roles should be enforced more.
Okay, but what part?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the traditional roles. Specify, like I think women are most effective and most efficient when they are taking care of the home.
For sure.
When a woman is taking care of the home, when I bring home the food, my wife cooks it. When I bring home the money, she disperses of it. When I bring home the bacon, right? She takes care of, she incubates it, right? She prepares it. She puts it together. I think that's the most efficient way, the most effective way to run a successful family, successful society is just by the traditional roles being fulfilled. So you say, well, what does that mean? Well, the woman should be in the home, taking care of the home. The man should be out working and looking to provide for his family, mm-hmm. and also protecting the family. That's the traditional rules.
Yeah,
I think that's the best way to do it.
I feel like to a certain extent, because there's so much different just opportunities now for women, mm-hmm. that women never had.
Right.
Which I feel like is why that traditional role was drilled so bad. Like, mm-hmm. even when you talk about in the Bible, mm-hmm. sometimes women's names was not even mentioned.
Yeah.
Because they had such a small role, mm-hmm. in society. And when it was mentioned, it's mentioned on things of producing children, taking, mm-hmm. care of the home, right. Or the woman being the one that, pour into the man and tell, mm-hmm. the man the idea, but then he presents it to the king as if it was his. Right. So in a way, the voice being a script from a woman, mm-hmm. or jobs or certain roles that a woman could have, the potential to have, she no longer had, because that started from the biblical days, because it starts in the Garden of Eden when Eve did what she did. That was a curse that was placed on women, mm-hmm. that for generations we had to go through certain stuff in order to break that. Mm-hmm. Okay, we didn't have all this stuff starting off because we broke a sacred promise and we broke something with God. Mm-hmm. So we had to literally build and break certain things off of women. So I feel like as time went on, now we're in an era to where women have all the equal rights that men have, in a sense, even though some situations, some work environments that you get put in, of course, women are still the lesser factor, mm-hmm. are being paid less. But I feel like the stage that women are in now I feel like that's God-given 100% trust and support back into women from all the way back to the Garden of Eden. Like,
yeah,
I think that aspect of it is good. Now, I feel like the generation now has tainted it. Like, it's tainted because I need my man to be a man. Like, I need him to be a man. I need him to provide. But now, even when I get in a situation to where I could pay all of our bills on my own, because I will be in that state, because my purpose in life is going to make way for me in ways to where I'm not going to have to clock into nobody else's job, mm-hmm. because that's something I manifested. That's something that God has promised to me. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be able to be in that role if I stuck to the traditional thing of, I just need to stay home.
Right.
For some women, yes, they do. And also for some women, that's not their purpose. That's not what they're supposed to do. Will my main thing be at home? 100%. Like 100%, take care of my husband, take care of my home, take care of my children, make sure my house, like our house is a home, 100% in that role. But also traditional, but in a non-traditional way. I also will work. I also will be able to provide, certain things on my own, but not in a way to where, oh, I don't need your money. I don't need you to do that. Right. I don't want you to do that.
But that's
I'm never going to tear you down.
But that's the result of it. That's the result. Okay, so I want y'all to hear me clearly. Okay, don't cancel me. If you do cancel me, oh well. But hear me out. I think the result of a woman being able to go out and make just as much money as the man, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think the result of a woman being able to go out and provide for herself financially, the result of that is a loss of respect for the man.
If he's not doing it.
Why? No. That's just the result. Here's why. Because the man's traditional role is to protect and provide. And if a man is not protecting or he's not providing, maybe he's protecting because he's physically stronger. But if he's not able to provide the same way she's able to provide, the respect is not there. Yeah. There's not a respect. A man that's making six figures, I mean, a woman that's making, let's say a woman is making $500,000 a year. Yeah. And her man is making $100,000 a year. Right? She's not gonna have the same respect for him as a man because he's making less money. She's not, because he's not able to provide the same way she's able to provide. The respect is just not there. Yeah. You say, well, John, why do you think that? Because it's the truth, and I know it's the truth, right? A woman that has a man that isn't in a position to provide the way that she's able to provide or more, there's a loss of respect. And it may not be intentional, but it's just subconsciously she doesn't respect him as much because he's not able to maximize in his role. Just like if a man meets a woman and she is not able to cook, or she's not able to clean, right? She doesn't clean, she doesn't cook, she won't take care of the babies. That man is not going to respect that woman as a woman. Yeah. He's not going to look at her like a wife. Why? Because that's the traditional roles. It's just, that's just what it is. Like, and I don't think you can even dispute it. I think that's just the truth, right? You might be able. You might.
I'm just saying. I feel like it is. It can be disputed.
Okay, dispute.
It has been disputed.
Okay, dispute it. Let me hear it.
Because I could see if we were still in that time. Like, you have to understand. Like, we're in a different time, so it's a different mindset. It's a different shift, and there are relationships to where that works.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
We are in a different time.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
When were households and families more successful? Now or in the traditional role time?
Back in the day.
Exactly.
But I feel like
that's my point.
No. But to what extent? Like it's
no. Just a successful family. You have a family that's sticking together. They're operating in love, right? There's no abuse going on. They're operating in love. They're sticking together. They're doing the right thing by each other, and they're raising their children. Yeah. Right. They're not having babies out of wedlock. They're not cheating. They're not doing any of that.
But you also have to understand, like, a lot of those relationships that were like that, the women wasn't being treated right. The man wasn't being satisfied. So it has this image of, yes, okay, he's going to work. She's taking care of the home. Everything is taken care of. We have a family. It's not a broken home. Just because it's a mom, a dad, and they're both playing their roles doesn't mean that relationship, or doesn't mean that it's successful. Back in the day, you see that a lot. Like, my granny, she had 12 kids by my grandfather. He took care of the home, but yet she was very unhappy and not satisfied.
Right.
Just to go back to your grandmother, how many kids did she give your grandfather?
Right.
And he still dogged her.
Right.
Like, that, to me, that's not a successful marriage. That's not a successful...
I agree with that.
That's not a successful role-playing type of thing. Now, if we're talking about, okay, he goes and provides and like just for day and age now, in order for a man to work and be able to provide for his entire family, he needs to make $150,000 a year. What 9-to-5 job is paying that without a degree and some type of debt that's attached to your name?
Facts.
Then you bring into the role of paying bills. So you could be in a situation like, at work, and I told you about homeboy that has to work 2 jobs because his wife is at home and they have a kid.
Yeah.
And he's literally working sun up to sundown, probably getting 3 hours of sleep a night. He has to do that because he's in a position to where his wife don't want to go to work and he wants to give off that traditional role.
Yeah.
We tried that.
Yeah.
Like just being transparent.
Yeah.
We tried that.
Yeah.
And it was a need for me to go back to work at a time. Like it was most definitely a need for me to go back to work. Even though you're providing and you're taking care of the household, you need help. As your helpmate, that's what I'm here for. So in a sense, sometimes that traditional role is the best thing and sometimes it works. Also, if we stuck to that traditional role, we would still be struggling right now.
So let me say this. When I say traditional role, I mean that a woman's priority, I think that a woman's priority should be in the home. I'm not saying that a woman can't go out and get a job or can't make money on her own. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the priority should be in the home. A woman's priority, I feel, should not be outside of the home and then the home is secondary.
Yeah. But my thing is, do you feel like if a woman makes too much, if she makes more than a man, that her priority is more so outside of the home?
No, because you can be successful in whatever it is that you're doing.
Wait.
You can be successful in whatever it is that you're doing and continue to build, right? And get up to a point to where you're making a lot of money, right? So no, it's not even about the dollar amount. It's about
But that's what we're talking about. You're talking about like if a woman makes more than a man, then she won't have that same respect. I feel like a woman that is bashing a man and a woman that is not allowing a man to be a man in the sense of providing and protecting her, then that respect is lost. But if a man is still providing, if a man is still taking care of her, more than just financially, because like I said, we shifted in times to where, what if the situation was when we got together, technically I did make more than you. Like when we got together, I made more than you, but I still had that respect for you as a man. I still let you do what you did as a man. Feel like it depends on a woman and where she is in a place to where it's going to affect that traditional role. It didn't affect our traditional role, the money aspect of it, because I respected you and you respected me.
Right.
I feel like you said, like I agree with you when you're saying like, so most of the times, the majority of the times, a lot of women are that if they making six figure and they man only making 20,000 a year, I'm just not about to treat you the same way.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to talk to me in quiet lowercase letters. Like I am. I'm just not gonna have the same respect for you because I'm bringing in more than you. Even if I love you, it's just something about you not being able to provide for me. You don't even gotta match it, but you at least gotta tap it a little bit. Like it can't be I'm able to spoil you for your special occasions and you're not able to do that same thing to me unless you dip it in my pot.
Right.
Now if we come together and we build and grow something together, that's different.
That's different, yeah.
But I most definitely feel like traditional roles in a non-traditional way is a very effective way to have a healthy relationship. I feel like we're very traditional in a non-traditional way.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. Traditional roles in a non-traditional way. I think that's a good way to put it. That's fair because when I speak of tradition, when I speak of traditional roles, it's just the traditional roles. Man protect and provide. Wife, she takes care of the home, right? But that doesn't mean that a man can't take care of the home, and that doesn't mean that a wife can't go out and provide. Right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the priority for the man and for the woman should be to stay in their traditional roles or to prioritize their traditional roles. And then if it's necessary for them to venture out, like you said, when we first got together, right? When we had our first child, right? I was the only one working and she was at home, right? So not only did
I actually stopped working in my first trimester because I was so sick. So literally from 1 month, 2 months, I have been a stay-at-home wife.
So for how long? It was 2 months.
It was 2 years.
It was 2 years. So for
2.5 years.
So for 2 years she was at home, but it wasn't just the financial burden, right? It was the emotional burden on her because she was at home all day with the baby.
And COVID hit.
And then COVID hit, right? So emotionally, I think I think it was a bigger burden emotionally than it was financially.
For sure.
Because we wasn't out on the street. We still had money coming in, but we were able to have more cushion when she started working.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think the emotional burden was much more devastating than the financial burden.
Yeah.
Because it gets you in a mental space to where
you're in your head all day.
You're in your head all day, and not only that, the child is affected by it, right? So yes, the times that we're living in, just to go back to what you said, the times that we're living in cause for women to have to make money as well, right? In most cases, if the man isn't making what he wants to make at the time, it does call for a woman to work outside the home, right? But that doesn't mean she stops her role as the wife. It doesn't mean that the woman goes and becomes a CEO of a company. She's gone 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week, and then comes home to eat dinner, and then she's back out. Right? I don't think that's an effective way to run a family.
It's not.
Right? I don't think so. I think you can run like you said, babe, have traditional roles in an untraditional way, meaning that you can venture out and do the things that you want to do or need to do, as long as you understand that a woman is most effective, and it's most effective for the household when a woman is operating the household. It's most effective for the household when the man is protecting and providing for the household.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what a prime example is that, like my work situation, you know who I'm talking about. Like that whole situation where, you know, her husband is at home and she's at work. When she gets off of work, she still has to do all of the homely things because he doesn't know how to process of how to run a home.
Right.
And also,
that's so good. Yeah, that's so good.
Even though the roles have been switched, basically, and he works from home, so he's still providing. He's still providing as a man.
Yeah.
He's now at home with the children, and she's the one that's physically going to work. So usually the man will go to work physically. He would be exhausted. He comes home. Most of the time, traditionally, he would come home, do the bare minimum.
Right.
Get in his zone, get out of his space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get in his own space, rub the kid's head. Yeah. I love you, bud.
Yeah.
And go do his own thing. That's the traditional role. But now the roles are switched, and she's doing the physical job. He's at home all day with the kid. Yeah. And he's, you know, she's going home. She wants to be on the bare minimum spectrum because she's been at work all day. She's had to deal with people all day.
He don't want that. He ain't accepting that.
He doesn't want that. Yeah. He still sees it as, okay, well, you're still my wife. You have to do wifely things. Well, when you switch the roles, you can't expect that same thing to be played out 100%.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Especially not the position that she in. The position that she in, she can't just work 20 hours a week and still be able to provide for her family or help provide for her family. So I feel like that's great to put it in perspective, like that those roles are switched and it's non-traditional, but then he still has a traditional mindset that, okay, you can work, but you still need to come home, wash, clean, take care of the kids, and cook a full meal after you don't work a 13-hour shift.
Right.
No.
See, that's where
doesn't work.
That's where the problem comes in. But check this out, and I'm so glad you brought up this example. Does she respect him as a man completely? No, she does not.
But can I just add this? The reason why she doesn't is because he doesn't do what he needs to do as a man.
Absolutely, no, absolutely.
For her to respect him, because you are at home all day. So leaving the house a mess all day and waiting for me to come home after working my physical job
and tell me about the mess.
And telling me about the mess, and you're not cleaning, then you can't cook. So then while I'm at work, you're telling me, oh, make sure you grab this because this is what I want for dinner. You're getting a pizza or you're getting the TV dinner, sir.
A hot pot.
And you're not giving her respect, and you're not respecting her crap.
Yeah.
So in return, as a woman, even though she's saying like, oh, I respect him, I honor him so much, and
no, you don't.
When they get into an argument, it gets disrespectful.
Yeah.
So you don't get disrespectful because he doodling.
Yeah.
But
But here's the thing. Here's my point. That that when the roles get reversed and they're not completely fulfilled,
Okay.
it's a wrap. And that's what I'm saying.
The problem is that the roles get reversed, but the mindset
stays the same. So the roles get reversed, the mindset stays the same, and then the role isn't being fulfilled completely. My wife, when if she's at work all day, she comes home, the house is clean, the kids are fed, there's food, like I don't mind being a wife.
He's my husband.
You know what I mean? I don't mind being a wife when I'm at the house. I don't mind operating in that space because I love doing it.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like I don't think
it makes me happy.
Yeah, I don't think that just because I'm a man, I shouldn't be cleaning, I shouldn't be cooking, I don't think like that. That's dumb.
Good conversation, man.
Yeah, I don't think like that.
That's the biggest issue.
I think that my job as a husband is to protect, provide, and my job as a man, as a child of God, is to serve. Right? So the fact that God has blessed me with this family, I need to be serving this family and looking to serve them on a daily basis by cooking, by cleaning, by providing, by providing words of encouragement, by, uplifting them. I need to be doing all of that. It's like there's no, oh, I've done this, and this, so I'm good for the day. No, it's like I'm always trying to max out. It's just, but it's a thought process, right? So some men think that, oh, I done worked all day, I'm home, just give me my beer, bring me my food, and we good.
That's it.
No, this ain't that. This ain't that. That's not how I think. But there are a lot of people that think like that.
Marriages and relationships operate, that's the main debate. And like I said, I was like, that's just a good topic to get into, because a lot of reasons why relationships don't work out is because everyone has this mindset of, okay, a man needs to do this and a woman needs to do that. Y'all need to stay in your own separate lanes and just do that.
Right.
Like my mom was baffled when you was like, babe, you want me to make your plate? She was like, oh, he don't make your plate? I'll make your plate. But she said that because that's not something that she's seen.
Right.
That's not something that she grew up seeing or knowing that a man does that.
Right.
Like, even with your family, like being Puerto Rican is very traditional, to where the woman's in the kitchen cooking all day and you serve his plate. Even though your family, I feel like they're traditional in that aspect, but they're also like very heavy on, once she has your child, like, you do whatever she says.
Right,
so
exactly.
When you go to I feel like the first couple times that you fix my plate, like at first I was making your plate first, and I'm like, okay, why am I doing it? Like sometimes I'll do it because it's like, why not? And I do want to serve you. But also too, like if we're around your family, you're more comfortable around them. So you know what I like. I don't want to be picky, or you get what I'm saying? So it's just natural for you to be like, babe, I'm going to make your plate, you know, when, your family is around and stuff like that, because it just makes me more comfortable. Not saying I'm not comfortable with them. I'm so comfortable with them, you would think that I came out of them because I'm that comfortable around his family. Yeah. Which is my family now. But just little things like that, like it's a lot of men that don't fix their woman's plate, or clean the bathroom, or make the bed, or do laundry, or fold the clothes, or even I can leave this man for a week and will not be stressed about the kids, not one bit. Even when I left for a couple of days, like it was like, oh, is he gonna be okay? Yes.
Am I?
It's like I'm not worried at all. Or it was just baffling. Like I remember Quinn asking, like, oh, you like he's good with kids? He's a parent. Like that's their dad.
Yeah, but I can understand why they ask. I can understand.
They ask that because they're not, like, their significant others aren't doing that.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's not something that, that they see on a day-to-day basis. But I feel like in that traditional aspect, like, we most definitely need to get back to, not traditional aspect, but breaking that traditional mindset that just, oh, the woman do this and the man do that, and that's that. The reason why our relationship works and flows so well is because on the days that, I'm working, like I like say he's off today and I work today. Okay, I want to come home to a home cooked meal, or I just want to come home and not do nothing. And then some days it's just like I just be more exhausted than he do from working a physical job. And sometimes when I'm off, I don't want to do anything, and I don't want to step into that role of I gotta cook, I gotta clean, I gotta make sure all this stuff is done, because I did that and I realized that I burnt myself out or just felt overwhelmed. So sometimes I have those days where I'm exhausted and sometimes he comes home and he's the one cleaning. Or vice versa, like, but it's just the fact that I'm able to have that choice, and I'm grateful that we have that understanding. We just have that flow of just rhythm of doing everything to where he's just as much of a parent as I am. Like, to be a father is to show your kids that, okay, if mommy's not feeling it, then daddy, like, if mommy got sick and she couldn't like be up doing everything, that daddy can hold down the house, that it's still not gonna be chaos, it's not gonna be confusion, like it's still gonna flow and it's gonna run. Yep. Like, and that's what a household and a home is. Like, if one significant other is down or just feeling bad, that the household can still run, and that the kids won't see separation or won't see like this division between husband and wife, because these roles are only the mom does this or only the dad does that.
I got it, y'all. We're gonna clip this one.
Want me to?
No. Oh, okay. This is good. Don't get the roles confused. Don't
my
get
dad.
The roles confused with the responsibility. Right? So it is my role as a man to protect and provide. Okay? It is my wife's role as a woman to nurture, to sustain, to
care.
To care, to you have a really big role.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
So that's our role. But the responsibility in terms of the things that we do, right? We must not mistake the role for the responsibility. Don't attach the role that somebody has, husband, provider and protector. Don't attach that role to what that individual does, right? Attach the role to the role and the responsibility to the responsibility. So what do I mean? Well, just because I'm a man, that doesn't mean that I'm only the provider and the protector. I can stay in my role, but take on different responsibility. I can stay a man as the protector and provider, but I can also clean up the house. Yeah. Right? I can also cook. Right? I can also take care of the children. Yeah. Right? That is my responsibility. Yeah. Okay? Same thing with my wife. Listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share.
Turn on your post notifications so you can be notified every single time that we post.
All the YouTube stuff. All right. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we out.
Happy episode 22.
Yeah, episode 22. That's our angel number, by the way. Okay. So this is a big episode. So we appreciate all the love and support. Y'all share, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And we'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next time.
Love for your hearts, family.
Peace and blessings. Bye.